In September 2017, ESPN host Jemele Hill tweeted against Donald Trump, calling him a white supremacist. Although the tweet was from her personal Twitter account, it drew controversy from various sides. But the main debate was if she used her ESPN platform wrongly, and if so, is this a fireable offense? Others said Hill should not get fired, as this was a tweet from her personal account and on her personal time. Those who found her tweet offensive said she used her platform as a journalist irresponsibly and even went as far to call her a racist. Others argued that the only reason that this was controversial was because Hill was a black woman.
You are a black woman. You are being such a role model for other black girls and just women in general looking up to you in this position. And just to say something about Donald Trump that millions of people are saying, like, was it worth your position and giving that up or losing that? And I think it wasn't.
Although Jemele Hill's tweet caused controversy, she isn't the first black woman journalist to use her platform for social justice. In 1884, social activist and journalist Ida B. Wells, living in Memphis, Wells became a co-owner and editor of a local black newspaper called The Free Speech. Writing her editorials under the false name Iola, she condemned violence against blacks, disenfranchisement, poor schools, and the failure of black people to fight for their rights. However, in 1892, the lynching of her friend Thomas Moss and his two business associates led to Wells to start researching and writing about the horrors of lynching, something that was often overlooked in the white press. In her 1892 pamphlet, Southern Horrors, Lynch Law, in all its phases, Wells wrote, "The South resented giving the Afro-American his freedom, the ballot box, and the civil rights law. The result is a growing disregard for human life." Wells became a legacy throughout the black community by providing statistical evidence debunking the honor of lynching, and even humanized African Americans in the press, which had never been done before. However, Wells' public anti-lynching campaign did not come without consequences. On May 27, 1892, a mob stormed the office of her newspaper, destroying all her equipment and burned the office to the ground. Fortunately, Wells was in New York. However, she was warned that if she ever returned to Memphis, she would be killed. Although Wells was not able to return, she became one of the leading activists for black and women's rights to this day. She also is one of the most renowned journalists because she effectively used her platform to advocate for change.
It is hard. Like, you are a black woman, and you do work in an industry where you sometimes have to put aside your opinion, but that still doesn't mean that you lose your viewpoint or you lose, like, where you're coming from. And I think that where you're coming from or your motive is more important than your opinion. So if your main reason for being in journalism or being like this head or this figure is to make sure there's representation or to make sure we're in the conversation, then do that.